wanted to jump on today and share my recent journey with cutting out caffeine and alcohol. Alcohol wasn't as big of a deal for me. Caffeine was a little tougher. We decided to cut them out for fertility reasons. I had a couple friends tell me that they had success after they cut out caffeine. And I had done some assessment in my own life and realized I was probably consuming about 3 to 4 servings of caffeine a day, like cup and a half of coffee in the morning, pre-workout, and then an E-shot, which is an all-natural adaptogen, like green tea shot in the afternoon. So not a ton, it didn't seem like that much, but enough that I felt like I should make a change. So my husband also agreed to do it with me. Thank you, Brian. He's down to 1 serving of caffeine a day and no alcohol. But I realized after cutting it out in the last 10 days or so that I was really numbing a lot of areas of my life. I love this mug that I got at Target, No Drama Llama. And I realized that I was using caffeine as a way to not feel, think, and process things in my life. And I wanted to share those areas because a lot of them have been really impactful for me. So the first one is nutrition. I realized that I was using it as a way to suppress my appetite. So I wasn't eating until like 10 or 11. And then in the afternoon, I would be starving and overeat and over snack because I wasn't getting enough calories in the morning. The other thing is that I realized it was detracting away from the amount of water that I was drinking since I was drinking my coffee. And then I would get this mid-afternoon crash and I'd be like, oh, I'm so tired. I got up early this morning. I need more caffeine. When in actuality, my body was just telling me I really needed water. So I've totally upped my water intake. And guess what? I don't have that afternoon crash like I used to. So that was the first area, nutrition. The second one is in my work, in, being an entrepreneur and working from home. Like, I do the grind, right? Like I have to get my stuff done every day. And sometimes like there's a million things when you're at home that you feel like you need to do. And so I'd pour myself more coffee, or I would take that E-shot and be like, okay, just do the work. And I found after removing caffeine that I was just like going through the motions. I was just doing the do. But guess what? Like the energy behind that is like monotonous. There's no like thought, or it's just not showing up in the same way when you're just grinding and not really being present in the work you're doing. So I feel like it's allowed me to kind of take this fog off of what I'm doing in my work and look at it with a different perspective and how can I show up differently. Number 3 is parenting. I would definitely use alcohol for this on occasion, like it'd be evening and patience was getting short and I drink some alcohol. And I realized that this was kind of preventing 2 things. It was either like numbing me out to the behaviors that were happening instead of actually dealing with them. I would just drink alcohol so they weren't as annoying. Or if the behavior wasn't really that bad, what was triggering me and why, and how could I work on that trigger? And I'll talk more about parenting triggers some other time. The 4th area was my workouts. Yes, having caffeine before a workout is great. It really helps give you that boost, but I was also almost using it to a detriment of not listening to my body. I was pushing too hard, too often, especially in April. So now it's like, okay, either my body's telling me that I need to slow down or not work out, or it's a way of me working on my mindset, like, okay, I need to dig deep and push harder just by using this instead of relying on this like artificial state from the caffeine. And the last one is my marriage. We went out for a date last Friday and we're like, okay, this was like our Christmas gift. Maybe we'll just have 1 drink, like just one. We're like at this awesome restaurant on a rooftop in Minneapolis. Like, let's just have 1 drink. And we're looking at everything and I'm like, no, we can't do it. Like, let's stick to our agreement. And we both got a spritzer. And so I was really thinking about that. Like, why did we feel like we needed to have alcohol? Was it just a habit? Was it like the social implications of it? The spritzer was amazing, by the way. And I totally did not miss having the caffeine, especially how I felt the next day. But to be very transparent, like when I have a few cocktails and post date night, we go to the bedroom, like I feel super bold and sexy and like this whole other side of me comes out. I have like the alcohol bravery. It's not beer goggles. It's not like perceiving something different. It's more how I was showing up. And so it made me think about how I need to have those conversations and figure out how I can show up in that bold, fun way that makes the experience better without relying on the alcohol. So those were the 5 areas for me: nutrition, work, parenting, working out, and the bedroom. So I would love to hear if you've stopped caffeine. What have you noticed in your life? Or if you are still using it quite extensively, I'm not encouraging you to quit altogether, but just be aware of the times that you're using caffeine or alcohol, or maybe it's something else. Maybe it's scrolling social media or watching TV, or I don't know, drugs. Hopefully not. But what are you ignoring by doing that other thing? So, there are my thoughts for today. Have a good one.